The gluttonous woman was about to dig into her meal when her scumbag husband came to find her. His opening line was that he wanted to buy a courtyard house for his mistress, and the money for the house would have to come from her private savings. However, when the woman heard this, she didn't spare him any mercy and slapped him several times. But just as this happened, the system popped up to remind her that although it was after work hours, she still couldn't hit her boss. It turned out that the woman had been reincarnated many times, living as a laboring cow in each life, all for the purpose of completing the system's tasks and earning points to restore her status as a chaotic demon ruler of the three realms. In this life, she had transmigrated into a character from a novel, the cannon fodder female antagonist who pushes the main couple's relationship forward. She had no choice but to watch as her husband married his mistress as his concubine, and according to the plot, not only would she have to serve the child born to the mistress, but she also had to endure her mother-in-law's mistreatment and share her dowry with the female lead. In the end, her family would be framed by the male lead, leading to the destruction of her entire clan. The system, worried that the woman might crack under the pressure of the storyline, kindly set strict work hours for her. She only needed to play her role during working hours. So when the male lead brought his mistress home, the female lead warmly welcomed them and even prepared a lot of gold and jewelry for the mistress. However, the man actually complained that the clothes the woman prepared were too gaudy and scolded her in front of everyone. But during work hours, the woman could only swallow her anger. Once work hours ended, facing the male lead's unreasonable demands, the woman immediately began to tally the costs. But then she wondered if she hit her boss after work, would she still have a job the next day? Realizing this, the woman quickly asked the system if there was any way to undo her actions, but the answer was naturally no. So she pretended to have amnesia and helped the man up from the ground. However, the man didn't have amnesia and immediately tried to punish her. The woman decided to go along with the situation and pretended that he had thrown her out the door. This scene was just in time for a servant to witness, who hurriedly ran to inform the old madam. To avoid being exposed, the woman, desperate to maintain her act, slammed herself into a wall and pretended to faint. Meanwhile, the old madam and the mistress were chatting happily. In the middle of their conversation, the old madam even took out a family heirloom necklace to give to the mistress. Just as the man and the woman's injury news reached them, the old madam quickly closed the box and rushed out. The mistress, who missed out on the jewelry, was furious and stomped her feet in anger. Later, to calm the woman down, the old madam sent her a lot of delicious food. The woman immediately came up with a brilliant plan to play with both the man and the mistress. She had the servant send the exact same pastries to the mistress. The mistress, thinking the woman was trying to poison her, ate all the pastries, only to suffer from a stomachache due to overeating. Once the woman heard this, she knew the opportunity had come. She quickly donned mourning clothes and kneeled in front of the mistress's door, wailing. She also had the maid inside block the mistress's mouth. Soon, the news reached her husband, who thought his mistress had died. He kneeled on the ground in pain, scolding the woman for causing the death of his beloved. He was about to strike the woman when, fortunately, she dodged in time, and his slap landed squarely on the woman's grandmother behind her. Seeing this, the woman ran while shouting, spreading the news that her husband had hit her grandmother for the mistress's sake. The neighbors quickly gathered to watch. At this moment, the mistress broke free from her restraints and rushed out. When the man saw that his beloved wasn't dead, he was overjoyed. Realizing that the woman had orchestrated this, he immediately grabbed his sword and rushed out to kill her.